At $500, the Essential phone and the OnePlus 5T offer a number of high-end specs at a price lower than the competition. And if you keep your eyes peeled and your ear to the ground, the Essential's been known to go on sale for even cheaper than that. But which phone is the better buy? Hi, I'm Jerome Ortega with Android Police, and this is... what was it? Sorry, I'm new. This is... Zach? Facundo, can I go home? When it comes to design and build quality, both phones take a contrasting approach. The OnePlus 5T, thin, tall, and light, housed in a curved aluminum rear with a ceramic fingerprint reader. The Essential, however, is thick, rectangular, made of ceramic and titanium that you typically don't find in today's smartphones. Despite the 5T's bigger display and overall physical size, the Essential still weighs more. And whether you want a taller display with a lightweight frame, or a smaller one-handed device with solid heft, rest assured both are aesthetically pleasing, fit well in hand, and are modern-day design phones that'll ride into the new year. There are a few things that separate the Essential from the 5T. Let's start with the elephant in the room. No, I'm not the elephant. I'm talking about the Essential that lacks a headphone jack, which is sorely missed by someone like me since I'm still an avid wired user. Yeah, I can use a USB-C to headphone adapter that Essential provides, but it's just another accessory I wish I didn't have to deal with. If you've already gone the Bluetooth wireless earbud/headphone route, then this is a non-issue. But if you need that headphone jack, the OnePlus 5T has kept it alive and well. The 5T also has a physical alert slider, or mute switch, to quickly silence your phone without having to unlock it, a feature I wish other Android phones would hop on board with. Now, the Essential is rated IP54, which protects it from dust and the occasional splash of water, whereas the 5T has no dust or water certification at all. I'm sure either phones would survive if you're unexpectedly caught in the rain, but I wouldn't count on dropping it into a puddle or jumping into a pool with it. And even though IP54 isn't as protective as IP67 or IP68, like you'd find on the Pixel 2 or Note 8, it's still nice to see Essential give it a proper certification. Lastly, the Essential has a magnetic connector in the rear to attach accessories like a 360-degree camera or a wireless docking station, since neither phone supply wireless charging. Other accessories are said to be in the works, but even that wireless dock still isn't out yet, so we'll have to wait and see. As far as displays go, the Essential houses a 5.7-inch LCD, the OnePlus 5T a 6-inch AMOLED one. Both provide great color and excellent viewing angles, but you should know the Essential doesn't get all that bright and is sometimes harder to see and use in direct sunlight. And then there's a notch. Love it or hate it, it's a unique look that I enjoy. It doesn't get in my way when I'm using the phone, but I would love to see developers make more of an effort to take advantage of the additional real estate this display provides. Oftentimes you're left with empty space in between the status bar and where the app begins that leaves a lot to be desired. The OnePlus 5T comes with a lower 1080p resolution and pixel density compared to the Essential, but it's not something that's really noticeable, let alone a deal breaker for me. Both offer a pleasurable viewing experience in a slim bezel design. Internally, these phones are equipped with the Snapdragon 835 processor / Adreno 540 GPU combo, the same ones that power the likes of more expensive flagships, the S8, the U11, the Pixel 2 XL. And while the Essential follows suit with the same memory as the aforementioned phones at 4GB of RAM, the OnePlus 5T carries 6. But you do get double the internal storage on the Essential with 128 gigs compared to 64 on the 5T. If you need 128 gigs on the 5T, it is an option that even comes with 8 gigs of RAM, but you'll have to fork out another $60 to do so. One would expect with these specs, both phones would provide a fluid experience opening apps and navigating through their OSs. However, I've noticed that I'll get occasional hiccups when using my Essential. Whether it be the clunkiness of the camera app or noticeable input lag when switching from app to app at times, it can be quite surprising given that most of my other Snapdragon 835 devices don't behave this way. My OnePlus 5T on the other hand is remarkably fast, fluid, and lag-free when compared to my Essential. Performance-wise, right on par with my Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL. Let's talk cameras. Both the Essential and OnePlus 5T carry dual lenses in the back. Two 13-megapixel shooters for the Essential, one being a dedicated monochrome camera for black and white photos, but works in conjunction with a primary lens that results in a fused photo that claims to net better clarity in its results. The OnePlus 5T has one 16 megapixel camera and a 20 megapixel one dedicated for low-light photography. In my testing, I found that both cameras provide great results with quality detail. However, the Essential will underexpose every so often, resulting in a darker image with less dynamic range. Portrait shots are decent but not perfect, yet they add a level of style that's really pleasing to the eye. I'll admit, I wasn't too interested in a monochrome camera until I started using it. This too adds a level of style or uniqueness that I really didn't think I wanted. I actually found myself shooting almost every picture I took in both color and in black and white, just to see the results. In low light, the Essential struggles in clarity and exposure compared to the 5T. Shots aren't as rich, lighting gets overexposed and loses fine detail, and color is washed out. The results speak for themselves. The Essential and OnePlus 5T both do well in fairly lit areas, but the 5T wins me over in low light. The same can be said with video, but when it comes to video stabilization, the Essential is just all over the place. While both phones lack OIS, the electronic image stabilization on the OnePlus 5T works well, but you'll still get a lot of wobbly, jello type effects and more jarring movement. As far as the front cameras go, they're both fine for selfies. I'm not big on front cameras and it's not something I hold too much weight on, but they get the job done for posting your duck lips on social media. Moving on. The fingerprint readers are both planted in the back. They're fast, but the 5T manages to unlock faster. Definitely not a deal breaker, but something that I've noticed while testing and worth mentioning. The 5T also has a face unlock feature that works incredibly fast. It's not as sophisticated or as secure as the iPhone X's Face ID, and it doesn't work in low light, but this too is also faster, requires less work to unlock, and is a great option to have if you want to use it. The batteries on both these phones will last me an entire day on medium-heavy to heavy use. I wouldn't be too concerned about unplugging in the morning and worrying about a dead phone by the time I get home. But the extra battery capacity on the OnePlus 5T can push me a day and a half or more if need be. And if that's not enough, both phones are capable of fast charging. Using the respective stock chargers on both phones, Essential hits 0 to about 80% in an hour, filling up to 100% in less than an hour and 35 minutes. The OnePlus 5T and the OnePlus 5 charge faster than any phone I've owned. The 5T will hit 0 to about 93% in an hour, completely charging to 100% in less than an hour and 15 minutes. Despite both phones having one single bottom firing speaker, they're both loud and clear. At full volume, I haven't noticed any real clipping or issues, and they should do decently for watching a YouTube video or casually listening to music in low noise areas. The Essential and OnePlus 5T offer a great software experience. They're both clean and simple to use, free of bloat, and other than the Essential's modified camera app, you're using stock Android. Always a plus in my book. The 5T uses its own Oxygen OS, but it's just about as clean as stock Android gets, with a few enhancements that actually improve and provide the user the opportunity for a more useful experience. It's well thought out software by OnePlus. Again, both of these phones are a great deal at $500. I actually prefer the unique styling and weight of the Essential phone. It gives it that premium feel that sometimes lacks on lighter devices. It's easier to use one-handed, and I love that their team is supportive and continuously updating the phone to improve on what's an already great device. But I love that the 5T comes with a headphone jack, an alert slider. I prefer the AMOLED display for its deeper blacks. Its camera in low light and video stabilization is definitely a step above the Essentials. The battery lasts longer and charges faster, and its performance and fluidity in its OS is one of the best I've had yet. If I had to recommend a phone today at $500, the OnePlus 5T would be it. It checks off a lot of boxes that the Essential comes close to, but doesn't get there entirely. If the Essential manages to drop to $450 or even $400 like it did a few weeks ago, and budget is your number one priority, then this is the phone to get. Is that good? Can we go now? Can we go to McDonald's? Yes.